How to organize your thoughts. I have a problem where my phone keeps me occupied from the moment I open my eyes in the morning. I sit down to work and I'm on my computer the entire day, consuming tons of unnecessary information. Even when I'm not working on my projects, I find a way to keep myself occupied. This constant need for escapism and instant gratification led to a crowded mind that, at a point, became overwhelming. Have you ever entered a room and then simply forgot why you were there in the first place? Or when you have a brilliant thought but can't seem to recollect it in the same brilliant way later? Our brain is a muscle, and different types of information float about like rubbish in there, ready to be segregated. When there is too much of this junk, it collides, disrupting our mental process or introducing new derivative thoughts, which adds to the pile. Although a person cannot control what they think, they can choose how much priority and spotlight an idea should have in their working memory. We can't let our mental clutter hold us back in any manner because it affects our entire system, body, and emotions. Every decision we make has to go through all that clutter, which affects us both internally and externally. Only we have the power to solve it. I had a knack for organizing skills when I was in high school and university. I readily stepped into leadership responsibilities such as serving as head boy, conducting MUNs, developing my artistic side, or simply having fun with my friends. This taught me how to manage my time and structure my thoughts in order to perform effectively. I was conditioned to feel that anything less than perfect was not worth it. That desire for excellence also drove me to never settle and to constantly strive for the upper limit. But then, the pandemic happened.
In the past week, Nepal has seen an alarming rise in cases.
Authorities there have extended a lockdown in and around the capital, Kathmandu.
Nepal has called for international help. As case numbers hit record highs, the country's neglected healthcare system is facing collapse.
Living in isolation for 2 years, away from that engaging lifestyle, does something to you. When you're not doing anything, you get unexpected bursts of energy that don't take any shape or form. When this excess energy is not utilized, it is absorbed by your body and stored. When you multiply that by 2 years of unsupervised thought, you become a volcano on the verge of erupting. But I decided that I want to change that. I will never settle living with the bare minimum, and it all starts with me. The first step to organize your thoughts can be by starting externally by organizing your room. You become your environment. Your surrounding will shape you. I do most of my thinking in this room and on my desk. When you have a well-organized space, your ideas will follow that example too. I don't know why I did that. What I've discovered works best for me is to start by writing down all my ideas in no particular order and without any sort of filter. Just like the RAM in a computer, we have something called the working memory, where small amount of information can be held in the mind, allowing us to work without losing track of what we're doing. When a lot of Chrome tabs are open in our working memory, we can experience cognitive overload, resulting in a crash. Since our ideas are simpler than these concepts, writing it all down will create a stream of consciousness, and it becomes easier to release some space in your brain and move on to other tasks. When you return to this list later, then only the important tasks for you at that moment will catch your attention first, and that is when you can process them. Instead of using an actual paper, you can use apps like Google Keep or Evernote. Now that I've jotted down ideas that I won't forget for later, another solution could be to create a schedule. Adding activities to do throughout the day can trick my mind into believing that I'm actually being productive, even if it is as small as doing laundry. This will keep track of my time and help me complete work so that I don't procrastinate later. Now, something to remember is that you need to keep this task healthy and achievable, and outside of work hours too. If the schedule is too tight, it might overwhelm you. There's a high chance you might stop following it altogether in a few days' time. I prefer to meditate first thing in the morning since it improves my attention and helps me feel lighter on my feet. Then I hit the gym to be physically active and get out of my brain for a little bit. It has really helped me in leveraging all of that extra energy I mentioned earlier, as well as in balancing my emotions. Then, in between work, I read books such as by Dale Carnegie, attempting to avoid using my phone as much as possible. Later, to clear my thoughts, I go for a walk, meet up with friends,
What's up, man?
or perhaps go for a ride.
Just let me fall to my glove. To kill it. And I'm losing my mind like a star. To kill it. Just let me fall to my glove.
Remember to keep the tasks realistic and achievable so that each completed activity becomes an incentive to keep you motivated. Once you are finished with things that need to be done, you can start planning things that can be done. But in most cases, that's about right. But in most cases, our pursuit of a career and goals might lead us to lose sight of why we're doing it in the first place. Whether it's a new job or a better project or higher grades, we're all looking for a means to reach internal satisfaction in our own unique ways, perhaps on a bigger or smaller scale. As a result, you might just need a breather. A few months ago, I went on my first serious trek to Mardi Himal. Initially, I started this journey for the breathtaking scenery and to let my photographer self to live his dream. However, on that journey, I was able to elevate myself from the city's chaotic energy to a point of pure energy. Looking at the majestic mountains right in front of me, I teared up. We're on this planet for a very short time, and we spend most of it chasing material happiness. Up there, at that moment, I understood that I'm nothing. And that is when I became one with everything. As I mentioned before, you become your environment. So take some time to get out of that situation, and I'm sure you'll gain a new perspective. It was getting dark, so I thought I'd come upstairs. Last but not the least, telling your brain to strive towards something you desire is the best way to arrange your thoughts. It could be a vision or a passion that motivates you to devote all your mental energy towards it. For me, it was filmmaking till like 2020. That's when I uploaded my last video on Oslo, Norway. Then the pandemic happened, I sold my camera gear and kind of lost sight of why I started creating videos in the first place. Making videos had given me true joy, and this video is an attempt towards rediscovering what I seem to have lost. I'm sure you can find something you truly desire as well. I trust you. To wrap up this video, I'd like to assure you that you're not alone in your struggle to organize your thoughts. It is something I deal with myself and constantly try to overcome. I hope you found this video helpful, and it is important to remember that planning something and actually doing it are two different things. Train the muscle, which is your brain, to prioritize thoughts that will become your reality.